Hello everyone and welcome back to the SEGAthon.
What are we playing this time, Snake?
We are playing Fighters Megamix, a crossover fighting game made by SEGA that combines Virtua Fighter characters and their other long-forgotten fighting game series, Fighting Vipers.
Okay, so there's gonna be some SEGA characters and Jotaro for some reason.
Yeah, that character's name is actually called Genghis Khan, but he was actually inspired by Jotaro, so you're not too far off. He basically is.
Inspired for Jotaro. He is Jotaro.
Yeah, he's basically a walking, talking JoJo reference.
Pretty much. So yeah, folks. So far we are at $1,132 for Child's Play, which is fantastic, but we can still go further. So if you guys would like to donate using the little fiery donate button just underneath the stream window, then you can help out a fantastic cause, because Child's Play, they supply toys and video games to children who are stuck in hospital for extended stays, and you know, just improves their quality of life while they're in there, because no one wants to be stuck bored in a hospital. It's miserable at the best of times, so if it can help out a little bit, then we will.
Yeah.
So, what am I looking at here? Why has this guy got bright orange, like, padding?
Fighting Vipers characters, that's what Tokyo is. He's from Fighting Vipers. Fighting Vipers have armor or clothes that you can break off by punching them a whole lot, basically. And it provides them with defense.
I remember briefly playing Fighting Vipers a very long time ago, playing, like, there's that version, just like when Sonic the Fighters got ported over to 360 and PS3, there was a port of Fighting Vipers around the same time, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And they run off a similar engine, didn't they?
Yeah, well that doesn't bode well.
Well, you know, I haven't done much luck.
I ended up losing, but that's okay. I'll just... Sonic the Fighters actually used the Fighting Vipers engine.
I seem to recall the story that Sonic the Fighters came about from one of the test teams putting like Sonic model in as a joke, and then that ended up leading to it being approved as a Sonic-themed fighting game.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not 100% sure on my sources. Is that the case?
Yeah, they were test characters for Fighting Vipers, the arcade game, and I believe Pepsi Man was also in there too.
Did he stay in there, or did he get taken out?
I think he got taken out, maybe. Don't quote me on that.
Smooths in chat says, why is Sonic and Tony the Tiger fighting? Good to see you, Cobra X Tony. Yeah, you probably missed Afterburner because Snake blazed through it so quickly. Because that game, I think we were estimated for like an hour on this schedule, and you beat the main mode in like 15 minutes, didn't you?
Okay, I just punted Tokyo to the moon. Right.
Apparently in Sonic the Fighters, Sonic's age is listed as not applicable. So that means in the Sonic the Fighters universe, Sonic has no age, according to that other guy, 23.
Wow.
So, like, I guess that's irrelevant now. We have the Sonic Heroes manual, which states him as 15. Oh, as Fighting Vipers. Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, like, if it's canon that Classic Sonic is essentially ageless, that would be fucking incredible.
Yeah, I mean, he's spent like 25 years being 15.
Well, I mean, he's still 5 years older than Ash Ketchum's age limbo, so that's something else.
The idea for Fighters Megamix is that we're going to go through all 9 courses.
Oh, so is it like just rounds, like an arcade mode kind of thing?
Yeah. So there are 7 total stages for each course, and all the courses have a theme. This one is essentially the beginner course, and completing this will unlock a new costume for Candy, also known as Honey in Japan.
Is that the little furry one, or am I thinking of someone else?
Yeah, that's the human version of Honey the cat from Sonic the Fighters.
Oh, so she does actually have a human form, and they just sort of
Yeah, they basically...
account.
Yeah, they just basically turned her into a furry for Sonic the Fighters.
Well, I suppose they kind of have to make her fitting with like that game's art style, but also, I really like the way that this game looks. It's a very simplistic polygonal look, but everything sort of works together.
Yeah, it started off very primitive and blocky with the first Virtua Fighter game on the Saturn, and then it got a humongous upgrade when Virtua Fighter 2 came out, and they decided, you know what, let's go back and give the original Virtua Fighter a facelift with Virtua Fighter Remix. And that one looks much better, and also got a PC port that I remember having.
Oh, that's cool. That other guy asks, is this the fighting game that lets you DIY your own fighter?
Wait, what?
Or is that something else? That other guy's asking, is this the fighting game that lets you DIY your own fighter? So I assume like, the fighter.
No, that's Fighter Maker. That's on the PlayStation and PlayStation 2.
Oh, right, fair play. Yeah, this kid's knee pads are quite incredible. They probably wouldn't do much if you, like, given his shins are exposed, which also really fucking hurt if you take a kick to him, just saying.
Yeah. Right, there goes your shoulder pads, chest pads, and helmet. Right. This is why I love Fighters Megamix, just landing a devastating blow to bust all their armor off and also destroy the fence.
Someone paid good money for that fence, Jesus. But I do like it when you get to see the character model take visible damage, like losing the armor and that, because it feels like you're progressing and you're getting closer to beating the guy, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. That actually reminds me, one of the Fighting Vipers characters is a bear that has an alternate costume going between some Smokey the Bear looking ripoff to a panda bear with a beach ball.
Is that Bark or is that someone else?
That's Kuma-chan, and if you knock all his armor off, he decreases in size.
Okay, let me have. I'm just gonna Google this. Oh, that thing! I have seen this before actually. The model of him that came up when I just googled it. It's the really low res panda model. But there's also one where he's wearing what looks like a cowboy hat, except it's way too light for him.
Way too light to resemble Smokey.
Well, no, it's more like he is a brown bear and his cowboy hat looks... You know how there's that typical shade of brown you get from cowboy hats?
Yes.
And this one is just, like, way lighter than it I think it's meant to be.
Oh, okay.
Fight. Ready, go!
Alright, Grace, a fighting roller skating woman.
Okay.
Yeah, long before... Well, okay, to be fair, Tekken and Virtua Fighter came out at similar points in time. But Tekken wasn't exactly as weird as it was now. Well, it started getting weird around Tekken 2, when you got Rue and Raptor, or whatever it is. Alex and what's-his-face.
I'm just fascinated by the way that she can throw punches and kicks around while on roller skates. Like, how the fuck do you not fall over? Like, seriously, just the sheer practicality of that is just mind-boggling to me.
Alright, say goodbye to your clothes. Okay, no idea how you're able to spin around like that on skates, but whatever.
I'm waiting to see what you mean. Oh, Christ, yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, there's an old beat 'em up that I saw at an old movie theater back in the day called DJ Boy, and it's basically you play as this dancer that beats people up while moving around on roller skates.
Huh.
So I guess this
really
isn't too far-fetched for video games now.
There's a game for everything.
Yeah, if you like beating people up on roller skates, this game and DJ Boy are for you. Well, I lost there. Let's try that again.
Ready, go!
You're getting quoted for that "say goodbye to your clothes" quote.
Virtua Fighter is always one of those fighters that's really hard to master because you have way too many different special moves and combos.
Mm.
Ready, go!
So this is one of them things that I have never really put the time into any fighting games to learn how to get good and shit.
Yeah.
So to me, just seeing someone playing even competently is impressive to me.
I mean, to be fair, if this was Virtua Fighter 2, it'd be a completely different story, because Virtua Fighter 2 has a default difficulty mode where the game actually learns from your fighting abilities and gets progressively harder.
Oh, so it is basically like adapting to your skill, which I know is a thing that's has sort of been coming more into games lately, but that's interesting if it's had that for a while.
Yeah, so I got pretty pissed off when I played the default difficulty setting on my Saturn. And I'm not that good at Virtua Fighter. All I really know is like forward kick, forward punch. And all those commands ended up getting used for the fighting system for Shenmue.
Oh, right. That's getting a PC remaster pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah, also released on the one console you won't buy and the PS4.
Oh, the Xbox, yeah. That other guy asks, aside from this Fighting Vipers and Soul Calibur, has there been any other fighting games where you can destroy the opponent's armor like this?
I don't think so.
None are coming to my mind, but like I say, I'm kind of out of touch with the FGC and whatnot.
The only other case where I know that your opponent's armor falls off is if you defeat Darrell in Virtua Fighter 2, there's some button inputs that you can use in order to make Darrell's armor fall off. After you've beaten her, of course, but it doesn't exactly count.
Shame you can't have it like in Sonic Fighters or something, and if you hit Sonic too many times he starts losing limbs or something.
So that's the M-rated version of Sonic the Fighters, the uncut version, if you will.
Yeah, like you know how there was the controversy about Mortal Kombat having blood and shit back in the day, like there was a fucking super violent Sonic fighter. This is the Honey character, isn't it?
Yeah, or Candy as she was localized. I don't know why they localized her as Candy. I guess just because I don't think you really know of anyone that's called Honey in real life, unless you're using it as a pet name for your girlfriend.
Oh well, saying nothing. Was Honey a bad joke? I swear she was a cat.
Yeah, cat.
Ah. Yeah, she's a cat. Predating both Big and Blaze, which is interesting, I guess.
Alright. I believe that Candy's clothing underneath her armor outfit is just a skimpy swimsuit or something like that, but it got censored, obviously, for America.
Of course it did.
And that's the beginner course done.
Oh, nice.
Only 8 more to go.
Fair one. Might be here a little while then.
Yeah.
It's cool. Makes up for our show Afterburner Wars, I guess.
Yeah. And I'll be picking different characters for different courses.
Fair play.
Just to show them off. Basically ones that people most likely have not seen before. Because after using Akira for the beginner course, I'm going to switch over to Genghis Bond for the Virtua Fighter course.
Fair play. The other guy says, I feel bad for Honey though, now that my Ingray are out of the bar, there's no one to keep my company in there. That's the point, like, out of, like, excluding all, like, the, you know, adaptation characters, like, from the comics and whatnot, I think there's really not that many characters left from the old days. Like, I suppose there's, I guess, Fang and Bark. They haven't used in a while, other than, like, cameos in Mania.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine if Taxman is given the blessing to create a completely original styled Sonic game, like completely with new level designs, new graphics, and all that jazz, I imagine that it's going to be like entirely new, and it'll probably end up reusing Fang, Bark, and Bean.
Yeah, it might get some use from them, because they sort of had that cameo in Mania, but that wasn't really an appearance, was it? They were just sort of just hologram sort of things.
Yeah, it was just entirely one of the hard-boiled heavies.
Oh yeah, that's the point. They have heavy and bomb. They haven't used heavy and bombing in a little while.
Okay, because I'm a mature ass.
Of course.
Actually, thinking about it, watching Volk play Daytona USA, I think I actually have a good idea what the next name is going to be.
Jeez. Welcome to Hellfire Commentaries. We are literally 12 years old.
Alright. Switch over to Genghis Bond.
I didn't know the OVG was watching this. Was playing this. No, Volk, this game won't let you have Goss either.
Fight. Ready. Go.
Yeah, Genghis Bond also appeared as a guest character in Project Cross Zone. Both of those games, actually.
I've heard mixed things about them games, because some people have said that it's a cool crossover, but I've also said that it just sort of drags a little bit.
What detracts from it?
Apparently it just sort of drags a little bit partway through, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
Yeah, because just like Namco Cross Capcom from when I played it, chapters get very, very long, like an hour long to get through all the stories of the chapters.
Is it grindy, or is there just a lot of story?
It drags because the fights get progressively longer and longer.
Oh, fair one. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but there is story in there somewhat. That's basically all these fighting game and crossover characters with some anime-style story that is very, very confusing. But you're just there for the ride and character interactions, basically.
Basically, yeah. It's one of the things that when they're doing a mass crossover, like, the story is going to be stupid, whatever it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Namco Cross Capcom's story was pretty okay. I mean, you had a plot line where Ryu succumbed to the Satsui no Hado for a bit and then got pulled back. You had a plot line where Rose from Street Fighter joined M. Bison for a bit. For some reason. I guess because if M. Bison dies, she dies. Because their souls are linked to each other.
Yeah, this is where me not knowing much of the lore of any of these series is kind of working against me.
But the story in general for those games is that some evil guy is wanting to make all these different worlds one across time and also space, and that's generally the gist of it.
Why is this taking you so long? Can't you just have, like, just pull out Star Platinum and have him aura to death?
I wish I could. Oh, oh yeah, that actually reminds me. I don't know whether it's another version of Bond or whether it's this one. Yes, there is another version of Bond that you can unlock for this game.
Alright.
Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Basically, the Jotaro Punch from the abridged series.
Yeah, that's the point. From all the series that they showed off in Project Cross Zone, we didn't have the big names. Like, that other guy's just listed off Sonic, Pac-Man, and Mega Man. Us, like, X does count for Mega Man, I'm just saying, because X is like a big character, but
Yeah.
like, the fact they didn't use like Sonic and stuff like that kind of feels like that's a... it feels almost like they were deliberately not using him, because he's too big of a character to just, you know, not find a place for.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of demand for him, but I think maybe the idea is it'd probably be way too easy to adapt him to the story. Maybe. That's the best that I can come up with.
I guess it's the sort of thing that if Sonic were to show up, Sonic would dominate the story, wouldn't he? Because he's like the biggest face.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just an intentional thing of we want to write this story without the little spiny fucker showing up and ruining everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pairing
SEGA
SEGAthon with people in Project Cross Zone is so meta, and I bet especially so with Ryo Hazuki in Project Cross Zone 2.
SGM says that he's more upset about no Phantasy Star characters instead of the main pro.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough, because, I mean, they pulled out the most obscure arcade game characters for Namco Cross Capcom, including Dig Dug, who looks freaking badass.
I haven't played Dig Dug in forever.
But there's more characters that anyone's able to recognize, except for a few niche characters, one of which is from, what's that zombie beat-em-up game on the Dreamcast? I can't remember the name of it. It was like Zombie Revenge or something like that.
I'm not sure what one you're referring to. The only one I know of is House of the Dead.
It's in the House of the Dead series. It's just called something completely different.
Curian Mansion? No, that was one of the localized names for it. Let me have a little look. Zombie Revenge. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I just found that on Wikipedia on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's actually a game I wanted to pick up one day just because of the premise of it. Basically, you play as this guy, and instead of shooting zombies in the face, you basically beat them up with your bare hands. Because that's the best way to get rid of a zombie apocalypse.
No, I think you find the best way is to beat them by typing words into a keyboard.
That too.
I've played Typing of the Dead Overkill. I'm going to be playing that on Saturday, I believe. Like, that is just such a stupid game. I love it to pieces.
I kind of wish it was the original Dreamcast version or PC version of that, because there was a PC port of it.
Yeah, I didn't manage to get hold of that, but I have got the Steam version of Typing of the Dead, and the story in that as well, because it's adapting Overkill, but I think there's some extra bits and pieces as well, and the fact obviously that you're going around typing words into a fucking keyboard to beat up zombies, that is like pretty incredible in its own right.
I mean, when you get to the Hierophant boss in House of the Dead 2, or rather Typing of the Dead, the boss fight is essentially typing in answers to questions, and one of the questions that I remember, because it was the one that stuck out the most to me, was, which of these are poisonous? Cobras, and one of the incorrect answers was ex-girlfriends.
Well, that's harsh.
Yeah.
There is a section sort of like that in Type in the Dead where it's like a word association, so it gives you a prompt and you can do more damage to the boss if you have a word that's something to do with the prompt. Except the problem with that is that you're quicker to just mash the keyboard and like just spam the input button than you are to like sit there and think of something. So it kind of defeats the object of having that section in the first place. That's the point out of go. I do agree with you. I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't tried making a crossover outside of Smash. So I think they could do like a Nintendo crossover, like say an RPG. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, you got knocked the heck out, Wolf. That was something I always kind of wanted to see, some big crossover with a lot of video game characters from multiple companies, but of course that would never see the light of day because that'd be way too nice.
Well, I think it's more like Nintendo because you can see from Smash that most of their franchises seem to just gel together. So if you were to try and write a story, although the problem you might have there is that a lot of the characters, like, you know, Mario and Luigi and them guys don't really talk much, and then there's Link who is a mute, and the characters themselves trying to adapt a story to that and make it interesting, that could be a bit of work. And obviously you'd also have to have the challenge of making sure Miyamoto doesn't stick his head in too far, because he seems to not like story that much.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they made a crossover game with F-Zero, Metroid, and Star Fox, I mean, those games' universes would probably mesh well together.
Probably, yeah. There's a fair bit of like lore behind them as well, so there's more to work with than it's a me.
And that's the final boss of the Virtua Fighter path. I just beat up a kid.
Good job. Don't you feel like a real man?
But
I disagree there, Miley Mouse. I really didn't like Subspace. Like, I like the cutscenes. The cutscenes are charming enough, but the gameplay in itself, it just gets really repetitive to me. And like the Great Maze at the end didn't help either, because it's basically redoing a load of shit as the kind of Metroidvania thing, which kind of, if it weren't like boring me already, then it's sort of doubling down on that toward the end.
yeah, I can see that complaint as somewhat valid.
I think one of my favourite things that I remember from Subspace is there's that one Kirby level of Kirby on the side of the ship, and it is literally just you walk right. There's no hazards. I think there might be one place you have to jump, and that's like literally the level.
Yeah.
And it takes you like 30 seconds to do it.
It's just an interactive cutscene, basically.
Yeah, but like, there's no story even. Like, they could have just have him like just run across as like a scene cut, but they just thought, you know what, this can be a level.
Yeah. Let's see, for the Fighting Vipers path, let's see. Oh yeah, I know who I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Jackie.
Yeah, okay, that's the blonde fella, isn't it?
Yeah, he's like the easiest character to play as in Virtua Fighter.
Alright.
But most of the time I just pick Akira because I'm just plain and boring like that.
Well, I suppose if you got a character you're used to, you got a character you're used to, ain't you?
Yeah. Okay, since we played as Sega's own Jotaro character, let's see. Is this game gonna let me?
You're doing it, ain't you?
I am not denied sex by Fighting Vipers. I'm not denied ass and I'm not denied sex.
Oh my god. The maturity of it all.
Alright. Right, course C, Fighting Vipers. Let's get it on!
Let me just post the screen cap of that.
I've never played the original arcade version of Fighting Vipers, nor the Saturn version at all, but I imagine it's probably very similar in gameplay to Virtua Fighter.
Possibly.
Oh yeah, there was also Virtua Fighters 2 on the Dreamcast as well.
How well does the Dreamcast controller adapt to, like, fighting gameplay?
I'd say not that great. It's about as great as the Super Nintendo controller in fighting games, like specifically Street Fighter.
Really? Like, I would have thought the analog stick would help out a little bit, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I never usually use the analog stick on my Dreamcast. I stick with an arcade stick because I feel like that's the best way to play fighting games. But I imagine for games like Soul Calibur, that the Dreamcast controller adapts perfectly for that.
No, right. Because I do like the Dreamcast controller. My biggest complaint about it, though, is where the cable comes from. Because it comes out the bottom of the controller, so you have to wind it back forward. And it just feels really inconvenient. And it's like they recognise that that's a problem, because there's a little hatch that you can sort of stick it in to try and keep it lifted up. But the problem with that little hook thing that it hooks onto is that if you have a rumble pack in there, you can't use that because it's too big.
Yeah.
So you just got this cable awkwardly trailing across your lap.
Ready, go!
Well, I'll be honest, I didn't really use the fight stick that much for whatever fighting games I played. I stuck with a Dreamcast controller for Marvel vs. Capcom, Soul Calibur, and also Street Fighter Alpha 3.
I'll be honest with you, my Dreamcast is essentially my Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2 and Crazy Taxi Machine.
I mean, one of the things I want to do with my Dreamcast is use some fan-made software to put some old online downloadable content for Street Fighter Alpha 3 because on my Dreamcast, because it used to have this online system where you could download stuff for multiple games. And Capcom's idea was downloading grade matches for their Saikyo Dojo thing, which basically amounts to defeating, quote, boss-like characters with your World Tour character.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a bonus for what is essentially an RPG-like mode.
Who's naming these characters? We've got a Jackie and a Picky.
Yep.
Fuck.
Very original, calling your character Picky.
Well, I guess it is. It's just like that sure is one hell of a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember, like, I never used any of the Dreamcast stuff. I just didn't have the connection for it at the time. But I do remember that being kind of a big thing for the Dreamcast as a system that was kind of novel at the time. And all I really remember from it is that in Sonic Adventure 2, there were the online features there to do with the Chow Garden and that. And I believe also Choo Choo Rocket, you could go online and download other custom maps that people had made. And Choo Choo Rocket, I was actually originally intending to run this run that for the marathon, but I just couldn't get it going reliably. And then when I did find a version I could run, I then realised actually I'm kind of terrible at this, so maybe running it live isn't the best idea. So we ended up replacing that with some other games. But yeah, that's a game that I have a little bit of nostalgia for, if only because I spent a lot of time just fucking around with it as a kid.
I mean, Sonic Adventure had some Chow features online as well, where you could share your Chow with the world. And that's how I ended up getting a shiny Chaos Chow, because I was way too lazy to actually get it myself.
Well, the Chaos Chow do take a lot of work to get going.
Yeah.
Well, because I remember we looked this up when we were doing the SA2 commentary, recording that. But I think you have to let it reincarnate twice.
Yeah, that's the method you have to use. And one of the methods I saw via FAQ Online was basically feeding them a lot of coconuts over and over to cycle through 2 life cycles.
Yeah, but the thing is that because the way the in-game timer works, you have to be in the garden itself for the time to count down. Like, it wouldn't be as bad if it was like, you know, this is going to take a while, I'm going to fuck off, play some levels and come back to it later. No, you have to actually be there monitoring him. or I'll tab out of it if you're playing the PC version.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure if that works. But Steven's asking, how do you play Choo Choo Rocket? It's basically a puzzle game, and you've got to put down these little arrows that direct the choo-choos. I think that's what the maths are actually called, the choo-choos, but yeah, you've got to direct them away from the cat enemies and get them to their goal. It's quite a simple premise, but some of the later levels do get really difficult.
Yeah, I've only played Choo Choo Rocket once, and that was very briefly when demo Dreamcast units were in GameStop stores.
Oh, right, yeah. I remember actually having one particular demo disc for the Dreamcast that had demos for quite a few different games. And I can't even remember why I got that. It might have been a magazine freebie, I can't remember. But that had a few things.
Yeah, I think I got a demo disc containing Dreamcast games as well from a magazine.
So I actually still have my copy of the magazine where they covered Sonic Adventure 2, the official Dreamcast magazine UK, somewhere around here, which you'll have to dig out eventually, because, you know, when your favourite game is Sonic Adventure 2, you kind of have a connection to nerdy shit like that.
Yeah. Raxel, and Raxel is exactly what you might expect. Basically, I guess you would say Axl Rose, the fighting game character, with a guitar on his back.
Okay, so if he's Axl Rose, the fighting game character, does that just mean that he's more satisfying to punch in the gut?
I guess so.
I'm sorry, I don't like Axl Rose as a personality. As a musician, he's fucking great, but as a person, he's a bit of a twat.
I wouldn't really know, since I don't really keep up with too many celebrities or musicians.
Fair play.
All I really know is that he gave me a lot of trouble when practicing this game, and I'm going to punch him in the face for that.
You really shouldn't, because like flying V's are fucking expensive. And they're only going to go up now that Gibson are out of business.
Well, pretty soon his crop top or whatever is going to come off after I deliver a couple more somersault kicks.
Ah, the man service. That's one of the fucking stupidest phrases I've ever heard, by the way, that people will start using.
And there go your clothes.
That will never not be funny to me, I'm sorry.
So that's what he says if you get a perfect.
Where the fuck are we?
I don't know. I'd assume like New York for Raxel or something, and while this, I don't know, Japan, I'm guessing.
And also, what the fuck is this outfit?
It looks like an Idol outfit, pretty much.
Maybe with a bit more like goth influence, maybe.
I can see the goth influence somewhat.
Yeah, I think the other one was better from what I recall of it.
Yeah, with the stripes and all.
Baby metal. Yeah, I guess it's that sort of aesthetic.
Yeah, I vaguely know who Baby Metal are. They actually came to a city that was about 90 minutes away at this local convention.
Yeah, Snake vaguely knows who Baby Metal are.
All I know is that they're a female death metal group in Japan, I'm guessing?
Yeah, they kind of combine like more contemporary idol music with like heavy metal backing, and it actually sounds really good from what I've heard of him.
All right. Come on. Ow, that hurt.
Well, she's kicking you, that's kind of the point.
Ready, go!
You gotta remember that Jackie doesn't have the same kind of stomping moves that Akira, Pai, and some others have.
Hmm.
That's what I'm so used to.
Oh my god, that background graffiti with a bear head, that looks so stupid.
Alright, and the final boss for the Fighting Vipers course is Uraban. Basically, an alternate version of him with a slightly different moveset.
Ready,
Okay.
And slightly different outfit as well.
Is that Joe Robot with his cigarette this time?
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be one of those weeds that you put in your mouth or something like that, like hayseed or something.
Weights. Those weights, like.
I don't know what you call. I don't know what you call those plants that, I guess, cool characters put in their mouth.
Yeah. Okay. I would like one drug, please, sir.
Shut up. That's not what I said. This is pretty much the reason why I went with Jackie, just because Uraban / not Jotaro was the final boss for the Fighting Vipers. So basically, you get like a kind of not Dio versus Jotaro.
Basically, yeah. Although we are outside during the daylight, so I guess this guy isn't a vampire this time around. Yeah, that other guy, this game is a motherfucking JoJo reference. Yeah, folks, remember we are still raising money for Child's Play, so if you would like to donate, we have a fiery little button under the stream, and if you put your name and a message in the donation box, then I can read it out for you on stream.
There we go, clutch win.
Nice one. The clutch ones are the most exciting ones.
Yeah, definitely. And that's course C. Up next is the girls course.
Huh.
And that is actually gonna have a final boss that is not a fighting game character.
I'll have to see who that is.
What in the world was that?
Oh, sirens going by. Maybe because of all them people you're beating the shit out of.
Yeah, they call the cops because I'm beating the clothes off of them.
Well, I mean, they'd be entirely justified. Is there any way to skip through these little montages, or do we have to see them every time?
Oh gosh, that screen. Face.
Volk, no one will find my loot because my computer has a password on it.
Just out of curiosity, I wonder what. Just because, well, Dead or Alive has some underage characters, and that's weird.
Well, it's the whole anime fan service culture.
Let's see.
Which
I don't really keep up with fighting game lore, Virtua Fighter, or Fighting Vipers either. But let's see, what is Candy's profile? Because I imagine she's probably one of those characters that's like underage or something like that.
What
Yep, I
dirty
called
word
it. 16. She's jailbait.
Christ, Jesus. So yeah, how do we move on from this subject?
Alright.
You got to pick a dirty word now to put into this.
Well, next time.
Oh, what did you go for?
An appropriate
Oh
one.
dear. Yeah. Oh, we're not being a 12-year-old this time. We're being a 14-year-old who's obsessed with showing them.
Basically.
Yeah.
Alright.
What the fuck's doing?
Alright. And this time I'm gonna go with Urabon because we unlocked him, and I actually like playing as him more than just Vanilla Bon.
Oh, right.
So basically we're playing as a badass beating up girls. I'm a real man now!
Yeah, true. You've beat up a little kid and now you're beating up random girls. Yeah, you're truly the manliest man. You know, there's this whole concept, you know, picking on someone your own size. Maybe you should try that. So is this one of the other routes that we're going down there?
Yeah. After this
Gotcha.
one we will have 5 more routes.
Oh, nice. Okay, I've got to ask, at what point has Smoothies turned into a furry role player? Because this is quite the change.
Ever since he probably got into Sonic, maybe? And he's just been
was
hiding
me.
it this
There
whole
you go.
time?
You've been exposed. Prince of the Black Arms asks, which is more likely, Fighters Megamix HD or a sequel? What do you reckon, Snake?
Probably Fighters Megamix HD, I imagine.
Because did this never get a HD version when they brought out the Fighting Vipers one?
No, they didn't, because this never had an original arcade release, and I probably imagine that SEGA deleted all the code because they're really good at keeping track of all their code for all their Saturn games.
Oh, have some of them been lost?
Yeah, like they lost the source code for Panzer Dragoon Saga, and that's why we're probably never gonna see it ever again.
Lovely. I guess we're gonna need to rely on good old emulation as that develops. This is why game preservation is important, folks.
Yeah, or if someone's willing to make a complete disassembly of the game, which if they are, good luck to them, because Saturn games were very hard to program for, because the Saturn is a very complicated machine.
It seems to be, like, given it's one of the hardest systems out there to emulate even today, doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, because I actually had some trouble trying to get this game to run fluidly in SSF.
Oh yeah, that's the... what Saturn emulators are there? Because there's that one, there's BizHawk. Isn't there that Yabuse one that some people talk about?
Yeah, that's the other one that I tried running this game in, and it didn't cooperate in that one either. Because that's supposedly one of the worst Saturn emulator out there. Worse than, like, I guess, how well it emulates Saturn games, speaking.
Because to my understanding, Yabuse ended up being adapted as a kind of core, because I think that there's a libretro core for it, and I think it's that the BizHawk emulation's based on, but I guess it's been built on top of it.
Yeah, they also, I think there's also Mednafen as well.
Oh, does that do Saturn as well?
Yeah, it does, except you're going to need a pretty powerful computer to run it.
Well, I suppose that's the case with Saturn emulation in general, really,
Yeah.
isn't it? Joe Rose, the ultimate thought destroyer confirmed. Yeah. Remember, folks, if she breathed, she felt. That's how it works, right?
Get over there. Right, who's next? Oh, Sarah.
Oh, the blonde chick, right?
Yeah.
Fight. Ready.
Yeah, Jackie's brother, and that's all I know about Virtua Fighter lore.
Alright. She really fell from grace. I see what you did there, Game Busters. I also have a correction,
Okay.
I still don't get it.
Okay, that must have hurt.
Why are we fighting Samus?
Cause she can't crawl. That's the best I can come up with.
I thought it was Metroid who couldn't crawl.
Oh, well, she is Metroid.
I mean, Metroid is a pretty cool guy though, even if he is a bit of a Master Chief ripoff. Snake, you're meant to take my bait. Yeah, that's the nature of the base type of guy, unfortunately.
When's 3D Fighter Maker? Whenever there is a Makerthon.
Is that a thing?
I saw Proton John stream Fighter Maker and try to make his own monstrosity. I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to make anything actually, because it looks pretty complex and complicated. Because it's essentially 3D Mugen, if you will, except you're not going to be able to fire any fireballs or anything like that. Also, since we're in like a boxing/wrestling ring, you can launch these guys right out of the ring.
Hell, cool.
Of course, that Makerthon is going to happen whenever, if ever, because the only ones I know out there besides Mario Maker and Fighter Maker are Mega Man Maker, and that's just about it.
Yeah, like, the Mega Man Maker is just a bang one.
There's also RPG Maker, so you can play whatever god-awful mess someone made on that.
To be fair with RPG Maker, yeah, it is very much a case of, you know, I think it's whatever it is, but like about the vast majority of them are shit, but there are some real gems in there. Like, one game that I played last year that I thought was really sweet is this game called To the Moon.
Oh yeah, I have that game.
Have you played it?
Tiny bit of it. I haven't beaten it though.
You should play through it. It's a really sweet story. Fox says, "Damn, something you punch the laws of physics out of that person." Who's this Doral?
Yeah, this is the final boss of, I kind of want to say, pretty much every single Virtua Fighter game has all the best moves from all the characters in the game. Oh, it actually reminds me, there was a action platforming beat-em-up game called Virtua Quest, which is basically Virtua Fighter, the beat-em-up, essentially. Except you play as this kid that goes into a virtual reality world that collects the souls of Virtua Fighters, and essentially uses their special moves in a platform beat-em-up kind of thing.
Digimon but punching people, got it.
Yeah, and here's the final boss of the girls' course, Janet from Virtua Cop. She has all the moves of Aoi from Virtua Fighter 3, and she can also use her gun and fire about 3 bullets per round.
That's fucking cheating.
But hey, it's very useful if you want to put down Kuma-chan.
Oh, the bear.
Yeah, the bear. The bear/panda, depending on what color you use.
That other guy 23 says RPG Maker is actually surprisingly hard to figure out, all things considered. That ultimately depends to how much time you put into it. I sort of got the gist of what to do with XP, and I actually put out a shitpost game way back in 2012 as a kind of April Fool's thing for a community I was part of. It's fun to fuck around with. Obviously there's people who can make actual cool stuff in it as well. A lot of the complicated stuff is more revolving around the Ruby on Rails scripting language, which I didn't really dabble into, but I'm not sure if the more recent versions still use that or if they've got a new foundation that they're built on now.
Didn't someone use RPG Maker to make Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden or something like that?
I've heard of that. I don't know if it is an RPG Maker game or not. Kyrex asks, hey Snake, if we get a Capcom-a-thon and Tom takes the thought of us doing Monster Hunter Mondays on it seriously, would you want to do that?
Yeah, definitely, most certainly.
I mean, Monster Hunter is one of the big Capcom entities, isn't it? So you'd want to get some coverage of that in there somewhere.
Yeah, get some of us from HFC, which are probably very few that play Monster Hunter.
You could get your squad in who you normally play with in streams.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. That'd probably be a better idea.
Yeah, rather than us trying to scrub our way through not knowing what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah. Well, there's a nice photo of what I'm guessing is Sarah Bryant in that swimsuit. There you go, Flame.
What
there
the
you go.
Fuck? That is like Uncanny Valley tier.
And then Jotaro was arrested for sexual assault.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, I probably wouldn't be surprised if this was the credits music for Virtual Cop 2.
I can't hear it right now, but yeah. I wish they wouldn't try to do fan servicey shots of the girls in the game when they look like this. There's not enough polygons for this to be attractive, so it just comes off as weird.
Of course, you'd give that sort of criticism.
Okay, so Snake, are you into the kind of shit that they're showing us right now?
No. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It is sexy, but I'm not exactly into that sort of stuff.
Game over.
That doesn't sound like a denial, really. Because my point is that it's not sexy. It looks like just really awkward because the art isn't detailed enough.
Okay, let's see. I need to think of something stupid really quick. Oh.
Is folks still about to come up with some childish name, or have you found something?
Dare I put the F-bomb in here?
No, you probably better not.
No. Okay,
Why are we spending so fucking long trying to come
whatever,
up with something
Goss.
stupid? Okay.
Go outside, son. Or whatever that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, whatever Volt got earlier, that's what we're getting now.
Alright. And since we unlocked Janet, we're going to use her.
Okay.
Okay, Muscle. I believe this course... Okay, no. This course has another fighting game character, but they aren't exactly human. So I'm just going to leave that up for guessing.
Okay, I'm not going to say any more speculation because I've heard like mumbling of it, so I'll let it be a surprise when it comes on the screen for everyone.
Actually, to tell the truth, a lot of characters in Fighters Megamix, the Virtual Fighter characters to be exact, have moves from Virtua Fighter 3. So basically, in a way, this game kind of is a beta for Virtua Fighter 3.
Yeah. Someone banned Volk, suggesting being the Dynamite. Oh, King Thunder, did the Japanese version actually have Pepsi Man left in?
Wait, for this game we're fighting Vipers.
I'm not sure which one they're getting at, but...
Because I think it's definitely fighting Vipers. I can definitely bet money on that.
Possibly. Yeah, that other guy, Mighty's not in the bar anymore since Sonic Mania Plus.
Alright, time to break out the gun.
Yeah, you should really, if the other guy's throwing punchies, you should just stick to throwing punchies back. Like for an island, but... King Fanta says that it's fighting Vipers.
Yeah.
Because we were wondering earlier whether that was just a development thing or whether he did actually get left in. Alright, Jeffrey, that guy we were memeing about earlier.
Yeah, you destroyed his statue.
Yeah. Is it an actual Viper that fights? I mean, that would be pretty fucking sick if it was, but I don't think so.
I think there actually is a character that has the name Viper from Fighting Vipers, I think.
But is he a Viper, though?
No, he's not a Viper. He's called Viper or something like... Oh, wait, no, that's Crimson Viper that I'm thinking of from Street Fighter 4.
So he's not an actual snake. That's what we... what we want to say.
There is a character that has some sort of snake-like outfit or something like that. I can't remember what he's called.
Okay, well, as long as we don't see that while Tanner's in the chat, we're fine. Why would the Viper be wearing a boxing glove as a hat? Like, I think it'd be cooler if it was a Viper but with arms. You got this snake and he just grows these arms out of his body.
Alright.
I've got to say, this boxing ring area, I really like that view in the background. As low poly as it is, it really does look pretty.
Yeah, it's probably just GIF or PNG or whatever they use to compress the heck out of it.
Well, just see, I think there's probably some modelling there because it looks like it adapts slightly on perspective. Like, it looks like a 3D object, at least to a certain degree. Granted, it might just be a single texture put on a curved object, which would probably be the easiest way of doing it. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, it looks really nice.
Yeah, it does.
I'm a sucker for cities at night, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, there's another stage like this that just only has the ring in it. No other textures or objects outside of the ring.
That's ominous.
Yeah, I mean, it's even more ominous and kind of disturbing when you get to the character at the end of one of these paths that actually uses that stage. Because, I mean, it's more than just like a training stage or training level.
Yeah, let's see what happened.
I'm never gonna stop shooting people in this game.
This entire campaign is pretty much police brutality, the fighting game, I guess.
Okay, got a perfect. Is the win post gonna be different? Kind of.
Prince of the Black Arms asks, are you thinking of Reptile from Mortal Kombat? When we're talking about the snake character.
Okay, Mauler. Probably not the character that I was thinking of. Actually, I believe this is Durrell's stage from Virtua Fighter 2. It looks like it.
Holy fuck, those are some shoulder pads. And he just got thrown right on the ground.
Okay. On. I kept trying to want to fire my gun. But you can only fire it 3... Well, like I said, you all can only fire it 3 times per round.
Oh, so it really stings you with the ammo.
Yeah.
I suppose it kind of needs to be, because otherwise having a gun and being able to shoot from a distance would be pretty OP as fuck.
Yeah. Especially because, obviously, you can't block it.
Well, I mean, how would you even begin to block it? Like, just hold your arm up and, like, yeah, that would stop the bullet.
Yeah. I'll just hold my hand out and just hope that the bullets slow down and stop. Okay, what would be really hilarious to see is if one of these bullets broke the top part of his outfit off. I mean, one of the bullets did damage his top portion of his outfit.
Yeah, you just need to knock down them stupid fucking shoulder pads.
Right, what round is this? Stage 6, and then we will get to the boss of the muscle path.
This Akira guy is your main one you were saying earlier, right?
Yeah.
Cool, so now cue the I'll face myself music.
He has a really sweet theme, though, for Virtua Fighter 2, which is commonly used in crossover games.
Oh, right.
Yes, that other guy. It is possible to completely destroy your opponent's armor. Basically, if you get the last landing hit on the final round, then their armor gets completely blown off.
Given it seems like a periodic thing, like they lose more armor as the fight goes on, does that adjust to like how much damage they take, or is it just like cosmetic?
Yeah, it's more than just cosmetic. It affects the amount of damage that they take.
Oh, so it kind of, as you beat them up more, it gets easier, sort of thing.
Yeah, because if you get all their armor off before you actually completely defeat them, their life bar will turn red.
Oh, okay. Are there any like other effects to like buff them up a little bit? Like, do they get faster given they're not carrying anything, or?
Ah, you just snatched the wind right out from me, Akira.
Oh.
Of course, you can't beat me. I got a gun.
That's not the best logic to have.
Alright, and the final boss is Bark from Sonic the Fighters. And unlike Sonic the Fighters, he sucks here because he doesn't have his entire moveset in the game. And Bean doesn't either.
What ability has he lost?
I'm not exactly sure. I've never played as him in Sonic the Fighters.
Oh, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, the size of him compared to Janet. Holy shit. That
Probably
is like,
he lost quite a bit of his moves, like a stomping move I think he could probably do. And some other Sonic the Fighters basic moves that you could probably do with anyone.
I will say my quote-unquote strategy for Sonic the Fighters is to pick Sonic and spam the spin dash. And the problem is, because of how Sonic the Fighters is balanced, that actually works.
Yeah. Or just spamming punch over and over if you're Sonic.
Absolute the unit. The absolute size of this lad.
I believe I saw a story, either a speculation that Sonic the Fighters was going to come out on the Sega Saturn, but I guess they ran into some issues in translating some of the Model 2 capabilities over to the Saturn, where like the models could be stretched cartoon style if you like uppercutted them.
Yeah, I know the Model 2 tech from the arcade units was really ahead of its time, so it wouldn't surprise me. No, it also wouldn't surprise me if it was intended for the Saturn, given they also had Sonic R on the Saturn around the same sort of time. So, just it would have been like a good complementary game.
And that's how you defeat Bark. You put him down with your gun.
So I take it is all bark and no bite. Hey. Yes. Ironic applause is still applause. Yeah, that's the point people are talking about in chat, like the actual Sonic cast's height. I like to imagine that Bark is just fucking huge compared to him.
Well, to be fair, in fighting Vipers, the Japanese version at least, Sonic is actually almost the fighter's size.
Wait, so is he gonna look so stupidly huge against the people as well?
Like, if it were fighting Vipers, the Japanese version, yeah, I imagine he definitely would.
Oh, so he would have that look of, you know, whenever they do like Sonic conferences or conventions and they have that guy come out wearing the Sonic suit, that's what I can imagine that looking like.
Yeah, and if you like knock all his armor off, it's just some guy or random kid in a fursuit, basically.
Smoothie's is telling me to resign for that joke. I will never resign, I will never log off.
Actually, Rovias, Dynamite Cop actually did get onto the Saturn, but barely. Well, I don't know. Actually, was Die Hard Arcade / Dynamite Cop on Model 1 hardware?
I honestly don't know anything about that game.
Oh. Well, I can't exactly remember, because I don't know a whole lot about emulation or arcade hardware.
Let me have a look. Dynamite Cop. What systems was that on? Dynamite Cop Arcade. Yeah, it's Dynamite Cop Arcade. He's on Model 2.
Okay, so I was right. There's a lot of Model 2 stuff barely made it onto the Saturn.
Yeah, I imagine that would be pushing it a little bit. What name are we putting in now?
I was just curious, and putting A, B in there would do, but it's nothing. It's probably just something related only to Daytona USA.
Probably, yeah. Especially, were them Daytona USA Easter eggs in the arcade version, or were they just in the HD version?
I imagine it would also be in the arcade version, because it essentially is the arcade version ported over to modern consoles.
I just don't know whether they would have went back and added bits and pieces or not.
Oh, Die Hard Arcade was STV hardware, actually. Oh. Well, I'm not going to use Bark and Bean because they suck in this game, so I'm just sticking with Janet for now.
Oh, you're not going to use the furry character.
Fine, we'll use Bean. If only because he can still throw bombs, at least.
Yeah, blow shit up. Did you guys actually put GOS at the goal?
Yes.
I just noticed
yes.
that it was.
Yes, I did.
Just check how we doing.
This is gonna be a bit of a challenge because Bean sucks.
Just reporting into the boss man as to how long we reckon we got. We probably, I said we've got another 2 arcade mode runs, so probably about half hour seems reasonable, do you reckon?
Okay, well, Bean might actually be cheap because of the bombs he can kick.
Although saying that, you did just lose a round, so...
Yeah. But yeah, they have no way to block these bombs at all.
So now you've established that you can do
Oh,
it.
whoa! What the heck happened there?
Yeah, look. Oh my god, I just saw it. Oh Christ.
What? I did it again!
I think you broke it.
Okay, let me try that again. There we go. It happens if I press diagonally toward Jackie, or anyone. What am I supposed to... His foot! His foot! Holy crap! His foot! He like breaks it and it twists around.
Yeah, and he ends up on the complete other side of the screen when you do that thing as well.
That is weird. I've never been... what the heck is going on here? What is... Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! This has become completely unplayable. Okay, there we go.
You're back to normal?
Oh, back to normal.
I'm seeing him now. Jesus, he's darting all over the place. Yeah, Volk says Bane has the ultimate zoning tool.
Oh my gosh. Woo!
This is incredible, right?
I am in shock from that. I've never done that at all. But for some reason, his foot is spamming out and spinning and grinning.
Let's see whether you can do that in other arenas as well.
I bet it's possible, because I've seen his foot spin already. And there we go again. Warped all the way to the other side of the arena.
Well, I guess you got your new strategy in hand now.
Well, I mean, that's gonna completely wear me out, though. Well, I guess playing as Bean, even though he kind of sucks, actually has produced some sort of entertainment value.
Yeah.
And there we go again.
That's the point. Would this let you clip outside the cage?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
no,
game
looks like it.
couldn't handle Sonic the Fighter's characters. Literally.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's made my day, that is.
Okay, that's my new go-to combo. A wind-up punch and then throwing bombs.
Yeah. There's a bit of a break from the warp out of reality strategy. That's probably the reason why Bean keeps disappearing, is the heavy magician doing
Exactly.
Maybe there was no real Bean the Dynamite. Maybe it has just been that magician the whole time.
Yeah, maybe. It would explain what. It would explain why he keeps transforming into Bean, and also somewhat warps reality. There's not going to be Sonic the Fighters on the SEGAthon ship, Lord. We already did that for the Sonicathon.
Yeah, I think TDF ran that and it took him like 15 minutes.
And there we go. I did it again. Oh my gosh.
So
I don't think
this does work everywhere.
I don't think the computer can compete with that move at all.
What the fuck? I just saw it. It seems to be getting more aggressive every time.
Crap. I froze the game.
Oh, what did that attack break it?
Yeah, it did. Well, that at least can be reset.
Okay, if you want to reset the console and try that again with one of your other characters.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of tempted to test it with Bark, but for time's sake, I'm not going to try that.
It's fun, it's the last game, we've got nothing coming up afterwards, so if you want to give Bark a shot, you can.
Yeah.
And see if Bark has his own, like, interesting quirks.
I guess I'll have to agree with you, Volk, that was worth it. just to see me
Absolutely,
break
yeah.
the game on accident. I mean, thinking about it, would it really hurt them to include hyper mode for Bark and Bean for this? Oh, I chose the wrong path. Let me fix that really quick.
He chose the path of the fairy. Never choose that path.
Yeah. Select screen.
Yeah, that other guy, we kind of held off putting too many Sonic games in the marathon, because ultimately this is the SEGAthon rather than like a Sonic-a-thon 2. Though we have got a few Sonic games scheduled, because we obviously did Sonic Forces on the first day. We have All-Stars Racing Transformed on Friday. We have Sonic Colors on Sunday. And we have Sonic Mania Plus on next week, Wednesday, which I'll be playing all those. And if we unlock the next incentive, we'll also have Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, which that will be myself playing as well, because I kind of ended up taking all the Sonic games this year, which I am 100% down with. So have we seen any oddities with Bark, or is he playing ball?
He's playing okay.
Okay, cool.
He just like waddles forward whenever he walks.
I'm enjoying his kick animation where he just sort of puts his fists on the ground and kicks forward.
Ah,
Yeah, GM says donate more please. Remember guys, you can donate using the link just below the stream. And let me see, what's our total at so far? Okay, we are currently at $1,132, and remember our next incentive game, Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, unlocks at $1,500. So we've got less than $400 until we unlock the next incentive game.
okay, what was that? Okay. What move is that? Okay, I guess that's his, I guess it's just like Bean's wind-up punch or something like that. That's the move you use to knock them through the wall.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if it works.
I mean, okay, there would be a good idea if... Let's see, if we get 50... I kind of want to do the Daytona car bike. I also kind of want to make it an incentive, but it kind of was too late.
Yeah, it's a little bit late. If you unlock it, you should show it off.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you'll be able to unlock it in this?
Oh yeah,
period?
definitely.
Okay, cool, because I want to see that as well.
There are actually two other characters that are unlockable through playtime, and that's the SEGA man, basically person created Okay, that was late on the win pose there, Bark. What the heck was going on there?
Let's see this. I love that the camera sort of glitched inside him as he was doing his pose. Let me look up this SEGA man thing.
And then there's also a slab of meat that you can... Okay, Tokyo just glitched out. What is going on? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna refrain from pressing diagonally toward now, because I think that might be what's causing it.
Yeah, I saw him just sort of like spaz out of the bottom there. Oh, I don't know, maybe you cursed this game. So you are playing this on your actual hardware, aren't you?
Yes.
There's no reason why. It's not like it's an emulation glitch or anything. It's just
No, it
sort of
isn't.
happening.
I think it's just the game glitching out. I don't remember ever getting that glitch as a kid. Right. Come on.
Yeah, you got a point, Flame Hunter. SEGA do have a bit of a reputation with this kind of thing.
Wait, what?
Like, Sega playtesting, ha, they said. I suppose it's because like 3D games being fairly recent and it being an arcade adaptation or not, it's probably a lot more finicky stuff.
Ready.
What's happened?
Uh-oh.
As it froze again. Oh, what's going on here?
What is going on? What is happening with this game? Hong Kong / China screwed up.
Oh well, as long as you can fight here, it don't matter. But this is just great.
I mean, I've heard of 32X 3D games being glitchy as heck, but come on.
If anyone knows why this is happening, please let us know. I'm curious. Oh. So where I have a fighting area made of gold, or the game glitched up again. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's the game glitching.
Get over there, Wolf.
Because if it was the whole gold thing, I think Bark the Polar Bear might be living in a mansion by now. No Glitch City was a stage. This really is a massive crossover, and that's 1-0.
I really wish Bark had his throw here, because that, or the rest of his moveset, because that would be great too.
Hmm.
Okay, oh my god. Look at him! The lion just climbed on top of Bark!
Oh, this seems pretty evenly matched.
Okay, there we go. I humped him to death.
Now that's a quote. Bark messed with the VRAM.
Okay, please load correctly.
What can go wrong next? There are no limits, apparently.
Okay, we're good.
Have we got an actual level?
Yes, we have the elevator with Raxel.
Cool. Now, knowing how this game's been going so far, this is going to be the one time when you get stuck in it and have to call for services, isn't it?
Okay, don't mind Bark. He can just simply kick you out of the ring. Off the elevator.
I mean, if that works, that's a fucking good way to get rid of him. I suppose it's because the whole glass is breakable and stuff. Like I say, this game had the breakable arenas way before Injustice did.
Oh yeah, fighting Vipers at least.
Oh yeah. Oh, big thrust.
Well, crap! It just locked up. This never happened in practice.
Oh my god. Do you reckon you can save it or not?
Pressing the reset button, but that doesn't work. Okay, let's try this. I've never had this problem happen before. Okay.
The first time's always gonna be on stream, isn't it?
Okay. No more Sonic the Fighters characters.
Yeah, maybe you should go back to the guy you were using earlier.
Yeah, we'll just go back to Janet and just shoot everyone up.
Janet.
Wow.
I wonder if it's the action replay loader causing any quirks.
I don't think so.
But there's no reason it should. It's just like another element involved in getting the game running. But it's not really a big deal, you know. As long as we're having fun here.
I mean, the Sega Saturn console is not even hot, so I mean, I don't imagine that would affect anything. All right.
Maybe it's just the game glitching up.
Maybe, because I've never seen that happen before.
So back to Janet then, are we?
I am sure my Saturn isn't busted. It was probably because I was using an inferior brand burnable CD.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, that can actually happen if you don't burn it correctly.
Yeah, like sometimes it just... I think it depends on the speed that your computer writes to the disk, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because if you like have to burn it at like one of the lowest speeds.
So you're sitting there all evening. I think this is a bad omen about the Sonic characters. Yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah.
See if we can get a straight run.
Yeah, Sonic characters are cursed. This is exactly why Sonic has crappy games. All his friends are glitchy.
Well, you kind of have to burn the CDs unless you want to spend stupid amounts of money on eBay for them.
Yeah. Yeah, or just buy some of those high-quality repros. That is, if those are indeed high quality and they don't have any problems.
Well, so the thing is, when they're selling reproduction cards, that is just a fancy way of saying counterfeit, isn't it, really?
Yeah, basically. But I mean, honestly, do you want to shell out like $2,000 for a copy of Little Samson on the NES?
Oh, I'll pay that for a legitimate copy of Sonic R. Well worth the money.
Sonic R isn't even worth that much, I bet.
I know. Actually, I'm curious. Let me have a little look. Load up eBay. Sonic R Saturn. What sort of price is it going for? There's a one here. Well, actually, it seems like the top two are both Japanese ones, which are £15 and £20 respectively. Then underneath there's some PAL ones, which are about £20. So it's not really going for all that much. I guess it's just more copies of it out there. What do you mean about Wily Wars, Silver Dude? Because that was a Mega Drive game.
Well, getting a Japanese copy of that gets pretty expensive, considering that the only English copy out there was for Europe, and America only got that game on the SEGA channel.
Yeah, that was that weird sort of download system, wasn't it, that went over the phone line?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this top listing is a reproduction because it's going for £7.
Okay, Hong Kong is back to normal.
Yeah, the £7 one's reproduction. It looks like the top official version of Wily Wars, like PAL version, is 560. And then underneath that, there's one that doesn't look as good condition, but it's 350. So yeah, that's a lot of money. Well, Fire's Megamix, was that a proper release I might be able to find? Let's see. This Japanese version of Fire's Megamix going for £8 here with free postage.
Yeah, I saw Japanese copies of Fighter Megamix going for about $15. So
yeah, not bad.
It's a definitely a good buy.
Except for when you know it randomly locks up on you.
except when you use Sonic characters, because those will glitch the game and cause it to crash.
Yeah, Silver Dig, you kind of would need a reproduction one if you want an official version. Like, what I did because we've got a run of Mega Man The Wily Wars on Hellfire playthroughs. When I recorded that, I just used the Japanese version. Because it was either that or try and play a PAL version, and I don't really want to play Mega Man at 50 Hz.
Yeah, no one would want to play a Mega Man game that slow.
Well, I wouldn't want to play any game that slow, but you know, growing up in merry old England, I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah, because it had to adapt to European broadcasting standards and stuff like that. There was no optimization for that.
Yeah, I think my understanding of it is it comes down to our power standards, in the fact that we just don't, at least at the time, it wasn't commonplace, and the TV standards as well there have been built around that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't played Ocarina of Time, but I have heard horror stories about the PAL version of that.
Oh, like, what's about the PAL version?
Well, apparently it runs at like 15.
Wait, oh, 15 frames per second?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that was brutal, Janet.
Oh, let's see what happens.
Fight. Ready, go.
She, like, stomped his
Holy
crotch.
shit. Oh, well, he ain't having good.
Ninja meet gun.
Who will win?
Man, that must have sucked growing up in Europe and having to live with that speed of for video games.
Especially when you're playing games on the Dreamcast at like fucking 25 frames per second, and you just gotta pull up with it because that's your only option. So I believe the adventure games, if you were playing at PAL 60, then it would run at 30 frames, whereas if you were stuck on like an older TV and you had to use PAL 50, then you'd be doing well to get 25 out of it.
I definitely believe that Adventure 1 was 30 frames per second, but I think Adventure 2, at least for gameplay, was 60.
In the NTSC one.
Yeah.
Not in the PAL one.
Still no optimization for that?
Well, no, we didn't actually get consistent, like equivalent to NTSC standards until about the time the Wii came out.
Oh, okay.
Everything up to that point was gimped for us. Well, actually, come to think of it, maybe the original Xbox had, I think that had component support and that could run stuff at half decent state.
Right.
But,
so this character, no one has ever seen him before unless you watch Death Battle. There's this game called Rent-A-Hero, which was on the Genesis, and it was an adventure game, I believe. And then it got remade for the Dreamcast and Xbox, I believe.
He certainly has an interesting design, I'll say that much.
He's basically a superhero, and if you choose to play as him in this game, you'll not only get fireballs, which you can do unlimited times, given that your suit doesn't run out of power, as can be seen by those batteries on top of Rent-A-Hero's life bar.
Oh, okay. This movie says I love Captain America.
And there goes your suit.
Oh yeah, he looks bog standard normal guy when you
Yeah,
take his suit off.
he basically just looks like Axel from Streets of Rage. Okay, it locked up here too whenever I was practicing. That's cool to know.
Have you made it past it? Or?
Yeah. It locked up here too when I practiced it. But that's okay, I still got the clear.
So, as long as you managed to beat the thing, then it's fine.
Yeah, because it did that there and then at another spot too. Which I think is probably the next course, but I'd just amount it to this game disc being old, having some scratches on it because kids don't take good care of their games.
Yeah, that was something that always pissed me off when I was younger, and other people would just have their game discs just lying around all over the place and getting dirty and getting scratched, and it just bugs me because I've always gone well out of my way to look after my stuff, and I don't see why other people don't.
Yeah.
Like, games are fucking expensive, look after
Yeah.
them.
Okay, we're gonna go after dirty fighters this time, and we are possibly one of the dirtiest because we have a fireball we can use over and over.
Ready.
We're possibly the dirtiest because we named our character Sex in the high scoreboard. So this is the last of the paths, right?
It is the third to last. After this one, we have 2 more.
Oh, right, I thought we were on the last one before, but nah, if we still got more stuff to unlock, that's cool.
It'll go by quick because I'm, of course, abusing fireballs.
Oh yeah, so you can just completely murder them.
Yeah, so I can just use power waves or power geysers over and over. Yeah, you're exactly right, Silver Dude. Akira did appear in Dead or Alive 5, and that's a selling point for me.
But in Dead or Alive for the fighting aspect of it, isn't that the Jiggly game? I think that's the Jiggly game.
Yeah, it is. Unless
Yeah.
you're talking about Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball.
Isn't that the very Jiggly game?
Yes. Yeah, that's a game that you would probably buy.
No, I didn't. So this is part of the trick. You don't pay for fan service. There's lots of it online.
Fair enough. Unless you just want to play very bad, stupid games, like John.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they've got, like, there is still the appeal of, you know, the bouncy titty in your volleyball game, but doesn't seem like my thing. Need a bit of a drink just then, because my old mouth is going fucking dry.
So overpowered, I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've done the first few story mode.
Yeah.
Well, arcade runs legit-ish, apart from, you know, the glitchiness. So, playing it easy this time, it doesn't really matter.
That other guy, I meant specifically Proton Sean, because he's played Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball 2 multiple times.
Oh, right.
Just because he likes playing really stupid games.
I mean, everyone's got to have their hobbies, haven't they?
Well, I mean, he has an affinity for really bad games. Alright, who's up next? Mahler. Okay, that's the character that I was thinking of, I think. No, it wasn't. Well, actually, maybe. I think he has an alternate outfit that kind of looks almost snake-like, in a way.
Let's have a look at this in a sec.
But he's the guy with the shoulder pads.
The shoulder pads are so fucking stupid. It's just like they look like they should knock him off balance. You just completely chased that guy.
Alright, I'm gonna lose my armor. Okay, I didn't.
Careful.
Alright, cheese time.
Just bluff your way through it, might as well.
I can probably imagine that a fighting game tournament for this, if there ever is or was one, would not go down very well if you picked Runt a hero. Well, they'd probably ban him anyway. Oh, BM! That's what I was thinking of, BM. That's the character name I was thinking of.
Oh, it's this guy, the one from them, like, 100 Metal Man battles from fucking Smash.
Yeah, the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
You're showing no mercy with this fireball, I love it.
Alright, and the boss for this path is Deku. Remember that plain ring? That's this character's stage.
Oh, right, let's see this when it comes up. Oh, yeah, this is a creepy fucking boss.
Yeah.
What the fuck even is this?
He's a bean, I think.
Oh, yeah, but like, look at them.
The thing about it is that his move set sucks. So the character also sucks. And he just threw me like a bowling ball.
His attack there does look lethal, not gonna lie. Zero Joe asks what happens if you break his armor.
Well, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okey-doke.
Oh, my armor's about to break.
You're not getting beaten up by a giant pickle, are you?
Oh, well, if his armor... I can show you how his armor breaks later, or I can just tell you. Basically, he gets smaller and his hat gets knocked off or destroyed, showing a little chick on top of his head.
Huh. Yeah, this is fucking bizarre.
Yeah. Okay, this one also froze up too, but I got the clear, so reset.
Gotcha.
Guess I should probably invest in a Japanese copy so I at least have one decent working copy. Even though this one I have is decent, it still hasn't been taken care of very well.
Yeah, like, it'd be nice to have a copy that doesn't have this phrasing problem, maybe.
Larry the Cucumber sure has grown up. Right. I'm not gonna... Look at his profile picture.
Alright, I'll see it in a sec.
Look at it.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, let's pick someone else.
Alright. Okay, BM. That's the character that I was thinking of. I think we'll definitely fight him on the next path, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. For going on the boss's path, let's go with Akira again this time.
Yeah, well, he's your main man, so you might as well.
Yeah, we're gonna fight BM in this path. Good. Then you can see that Viper Snake outfit that I was thinking of.
Do you mean in the marathon, Shiplord? Because we don't have those games explicitly planned, but we do have Typing of Dead Overkill scheduled for Saturday, actually, Saturday afternoon. Well, Saturday evening my time. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere fighting a metal man.
Yeah, that's pretty much what all of Virtua Fighter's stages are like. In the middle of nowhere with a very small stage, and it's just the two of you.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need, isn't it?
I mean, you kind of want something to look more than just bland.
Oh yeah, but you know, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. "10 years too early." All right, here we go. BM. Yeah, there you go. His outfit looks snake-like now, or viper-ish.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. He also looks fucking stupid. Just throwing that out there.
And there you go. Okay. He got launched onto the top of the other rope.
What's with all the random teeth coming out the side of his thing?
I think it's... I have no idea other than he's a final boss character. We need to make him look badass and edgy.
You got a point.
And there goes your outfit.
We don't have Vector Man or Tojamo, but what I will do is if I link you guys the schedule so you can see what games we do have coming up, because we have got quite a few games coming up over the next few days. So let me just paste this in here. I think that link should work. There you go, so you can see all the games along the left. So this is the last game today, but tomorrow we have Volk playing Thunder Force 4. After that I'll be playing Vanquish, the shooter game from Platinum, and that's like the main one for tomorrow. It's a 6-hour game, and then after that Snake here will be back playing Comic Zone, and so that's tomorrow's schedule. And then we've got a load of stuff coming up over the next week as well. It's probably who that was based on, other guy.
Wait, who?
They're saying Akira is pretty much just Kung Fu Man from Mugen.
No, you mean Akira is more like based off Ryu, because Ryu invented the archetype martial artist wanting to improve himself, or like showed that he's a true warrior.
Muscly guy with a headband, yeah.
or I guess just a karate hobo.
That's probably not the most like complimentary way to describe someone, but yeah, basically.
Wow, one of my notifications from the note just popped up. New Xbox hardware incoming.
Again?
Yeah.
They just released the Xbox One X not long ago. And then I witnessed the most powerful console ever that has no fucking games, and also if you play PUBG on it, it still runs piss poor. That amazed me. Like, I know it's been patched up a bit now, but when Digital Foundry did their video on PUBG when it first came out on console, and they showed the like comparison videos, and even on the Xbox One X, the most powerful console, it was still running like sub 20. That was a fucking joke, but I'm pretty sure it has been patched up now. But
yeah.
Seriously, the fact it came out in that state on what's supposedly the most powerful console, I'm surprised Microsoft are cool with that, given it hurts their marketing and their image that they're trying to go for.
They pretty much doomed the Xbox One from the start anyway.
Well, they had a horrible PR disaster from the start of, you know, the always-on DRM sort of shit. Then when they revoked that, it kind of made them look insecure in their mission statement, and so they had nothing to go on. And since then, there's like got no decent exclusives. Like you got Halo, and that's it. When you compare that to like all the cool shit that the PS4's had in this time, because like PS4, even just games that I've played, and I'm not the most adventurous, there's stuff like with God of War, there's Detroit, there's Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
A good handful of games that you can pick up and play only on PlayStation, which granted, I prefer playing stuff on PC in general, but the PS4 is the better value console right now.
Yeah. One thing I really wish that the PS4 would get is Cuphead, because I really want to play that game, because my computer can't handle it, and I don't exactly want to buy the Xbox One. Yeah,
that's fair enough. I have that game on PC. I didn't actually get that far into it. I'm going to go back to it at some point, but it is quite fun what I've played with it.
Well, if you want the definition of stop hitting yourself, here it is. I'm beating up Kid Akira.
Oh god, this is going to cause some kind of time paradox from beating up your younger self.
Yeah,
make sure you don't kill him, otherwise you kind of erase your own existence.
Well, it could create a paradox that could destroy the entire universe, so...
Yeah. Or it'll mean that a video game has a confusing canon, one of the two.
Well, yeah, I guess just destroy the video game again, considering it's crashed 3 times.
In case your Saturn crashing hasn't done that enough.
Oh, and here's an interesting character, SEGA. When Virtua Fighter came out in arcades, his portrait was shown on the cabinet art in place of Akira, and he had Akira's name under him. And so this is essentially a character that never made the final cut for Virtua Fighter.
Oh, so they just managed to make use of him.
Yeah, so they decided to put him in as a secret character in Fighting Fighters Megamix.
Snake, this is probably a better question for you from Shiplord saying,
yeah?
Considering Sonic Mania was a huge success, do you think the same developer should make a Shinobi game?
I don't know. They pretty much haven't had a history with Sonic games being their forte for years. But I'd imagine that they'd want to branch out to other games or other and stuff like that.
I think it could be cool to see them tackle some other projects, though I know the way that SEGA work, and I know that they're going to be assigned Sonic games for the rest of their existence, just because that's how SEGA works. You know, they're going to want a new flagship Sonic game to follow on from Mania.
Like, I imagine maybe they'd want to take a shot at some of SEGA's other IPs.
Give them Rise Star. I reckon they could make a good Rise Star sequel.
Ow, he just stabbed me with a sword, because that's like the only great special move he has.
You were using a gun earlier, you can't complain about a guy having a sword.
Okay, but I mean, well, actually I don't know if he can even block that. I'm curious about that. Okay, you can't. Oh wow, look at that damage, man.
Let's see. Oh Christ, yeah, that sword is fucking lethal. You wanna touch that? Oh yeah, you got him, Cole. I was getting a bit worried that this might be a bit of a stalemate, but you got around down at least.
Yeah, he also stabbed me again and took out half my health again.
Fuck.
Okay, that's 1-1. Oh yeah, he also has a down stabbing motion move as well. I never really used that.
As though he weren't like dangerous enough.
Right, and that is the boss path completely finished.
Nice one.
And the credits music might sound a bit familiar, so listen. I'm gonna turn it up for a little bit.
Okay, I'll mute myself and we'll let it play.
That's right, guys. This was actually the theme that would eventually become the theme to Shenmue.
Nice. It is a pretty fucking good song from what I heard of it just then.
Yeah, it is very awesome. And just for that, here's an appropriate name to enter.
Okay.
Because Shenmue Event started out as a Virtua Fighter RPG on the Saturn, but then got turned into something completely original.
Them fucking names, Jesus.
What?
There's our collection of names so far. You got R, Sex, DO, QS.
Alright, and we have one more path to go.
Good stuff.
So now I have to make a decision on who exactly do I want to use against the final hidden character.
Did you remember to put the music back down?
Yeah, I did.
Let's go.
Let's see, you know what, we'll just use SEGA because not very many people have actually known about him, I think.
Go for it.
And we get to fight Kuma-chan.
Yeah,
That giant bear.
I was gonna say, is he an easy boss or is he unbearable?
Shut up, Flame. If you were in the same room with me, I'd punch you.
And I would deserve it. His fucking animations, oh my god, it's like he's flying and rolling over. I love this. This is the best fucking character on it. Look at him.
I don't even know if he's like that in Fighting Vipers. I imagine probably not, but I'm guessing that he's just supposed to be a joke character in the game.
Let me have a little look, see if I can find some gameplay. Where is Kuma-chan? Yeah, it's an arcade mode video I just found.
And there goes your armor. You just shrunk. He just falls all over like a limp doll.
No, he animates exactly the same way in Fighting Vipers.
Wow.
I just found this video, I'll just share it with chat because I might as well.
So he is a
It's on
joke
Blink.
character.
Yeah, it's someone playing through the arcade mode in Fighting Vipers as Killing-Shan, and yeah, it's just sort of falling all over the place on Hyde Park.
And for what it's worth, you probably recognize this. They're playing the completely wrong music for Bark's stage, because this is the stage for Amy's stage.
Oh yeah, so like they were trying to get some fighters representation, but they were barking up the wrong tree. I'm here all night, unfortunately.
Okay, Bark just seized out, or had a seizure before I stabbed him to death.
Why are these Sonic the Fighters characters so glitchy? Yeah, well,
Why
so,
are
like,
Sonic games? Why are Sonic games so glitchy?
Also, the thing is that Sonic the Fighters works fine. I've never had any glitchy problems with that game. I see people in the chat trying to get me back for that.
Yeah, of course, we're facing Candy in her alternate costume.
The better costume, yeah. This is kind of cute, not gonna lie.
Okay, that's actually a schoolgirl outfit, apparently, because she's wearing a backpack.
Well, yeah, it's got the whole, like, you know, school skirt and the thigh highs and whatnot. It's a schoolgirl uniform.
Right. Face off against Deku, because he's creepy and he needs to die twice.
Yeah, give him the fucking soul treatment. That other guy says fighting Honey after fighting Bark, how appropriate. Yeah, I get where you're going with that. Zero is disappointed she didn't do the armor break for Candy.
Oh, yeah. In practice, I was able to break some of her clothes off using the sword, and at the three... Oh, there we go! Deku's hat broke off.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I see what you mean about the chick on his head. What the fuck is with that?
What was I saying? I completely forgot.
Nah.
It'll come back. Anyways, we're fighting Bean in Knuckles stage, South Island.
Oh. I remember that level from Sonic the Fighters. Yes, this is exactly how I remember it, just a bit higher res. I seem to recall.
Yeah.
A bit more detail in the background as well.
The sword went through his head.
That's fucking painful. I guess I just wanted to change the art with.
Yeah. And oh, no. I think there's one more. Yeah, this is the last one before the final boss. The final boss. Kid Sarah in Sarah Bryant's original Virtual Fighter 1 stage. With a fence around it.
Huh. Now that's a big head.
Yeah.
I seem to recall one of the big head modes I remember dicking around with as a kid. I seem to recall there being one in the Ready to Rumble boxing games on Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I haven't really played with big head mode on anything else to my recollection. So was there like some kind of kid spin-off of these games that are where these kid characters come from, or is it just like an alternate adaptation thing?
The kids came from Virtua Fighter Kids. Alright, and here's the character everyone's waiting for, the Hornet from Daytona, USA. So we've pretty much come full circle today.
Good shit. What you should do before we sign off properly, is there like a way you can do like a single quick fight?
Yeah, there's a move that the Hornet can do. He can just break off all his armor just to go faster.
Oh god, this is fucking incredible. Looks like, hey Damas, I'll see you there. You got here right towards the end of the stream, mate.
Yep. There we go. And the Hornet has been destroyed.
Okay, is there a way that you can do like a quick race where you play as him? Just to see if
Yeah, I can go through one of the courses really quick.
Good stuff. And before you do that, I will put out one last reminder that we are raising money for the Child's Play charity, a charity who provide toys and games to children in hospital. If you have some extra money to donate and you want to help out the cause, you can click the little fiery donate button that's just below the stream.
And perfectly appropriate for our entire experience with this, glitchy Sonic characters and all, is the credits music.
Alright, let me have a little listen to this. This is oddly cheery.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think that's enough of that.
Yep. This has been the weirdest experience with Fighters Megamix that I've ever had playing it. And for what it's worth, there's a Daytona car with Deku driving it.
Oh. I am curious. Oh my god. Oh.
Game over.
Flame Heinard, I want to punch you in the face for that.
We'll see. The Hornet needs to be hive. Let's have a little look. Okay, we have a $25 donation. Snake is bad and he should feel bad. Let's all make Snake feel shame. I think you can probably guess who that is.
Deimos.
Given the the prodding in the chat, yes. Thank you very much for the donation, Deimos.
I can't think of anything stupid to put in here.
You've used up every three-letter dirty word we could choose. In fact, did you use tit?
Oh, okay. There's an idea.
Should I be encouraging this?
It allows that word. It allows tit.
This one doesn't seem to censor them like Daytona does.
Nope.
I don't know, does that version of Daytona like have online scoreboards or something? Because that might be why they stop you putting in certain words there.
Yeah, maybe. And there you go, last wave straight out of Outrun. Alright, because you guys asked for it and you demanded it,
yes,
we're going to go through, not survival mode, not versus mode, we're going to go through the boss course with the Daytona Hornet.
Good shit.
Also because it has amazing ending music, perfect for the stream.
Good. Yeah, true.
Right now, let's see, if only I could find a move list or something for this car.
Oh, just improvise.
Okay.
Deimos, do you want that 25 to go towards any incentives, mate?
It's so slow punching and kicking.
I wonder why. Maybe it's because he's a fucking car.
Okay, that's completely weird.
I like how his back leg, his legs, I guess, are just his like Rayman.
This is freaking impossible.
Oh.
What is he, a transformer?
Nice one, Flame Highyard. I hope no one will tire of these puns.
Ugh!
Deimos is asking, do we have an incentive to make Snake suffer properly yet?
Okay,
Got
there's a
any
headbutt stolen from Uraban, or just Bond. Let's see, what other moves do you have?
Snake, do you have any any games you're running now that like maybe have an extra difficult mode or something that you'd suffer to play through?
Huh, let's see. There are no incentives. I know that I'm playing Comic Zone next.
Alright.
Let's see. What are the other games on here that I have to play?
Right.
I know there are 2 incentive games. Okay.
I'll
that
read through the games you got left. You got Comic Zone,
and then
Panzer
2
Dragoon.
Oh, Panzer Dragoon. I forgot about that. That probably has a hard mode on it.
Does it want me to look it up?
Look up if it has a hard mode.
Panzer Dragoon hard mode.
I'm pretty sure it does, because I know that there's easy and normal mode, and then there's hard. Because if you play easy mode in Panzer Dragoon, the game ends at stage 4.
Okay, let me see. Just looking out because I don't know where it says there's a hard mode, but I don't know if it's one you have to unlock.
I don't think it is.
Okay, I want to make sure just before we put it as an incentive.
Ow.
Because Deimos does want you to suffer something after all.
Hey, okay, you give the Hornet a headbutt, punches, and kicks, but you don't give him special moves.
I don't know, it does seem really odd to me that the car is having difficulty in a fist fight.
See, are there any moves that the Hornet has?
I wouldn't have any
Okay,
way of
there's
knowing.
one.
Okay.
There.
Dry says, don't burn out trying to learn character moves. And then Flame Highyard says, or you can outrun them.
Shut up!
The guys are encouraging you. Deimos says, if there's nothing to make Snake suffer, then put the 100 from that, and 25 I just donated towards the next crawl incentive available. What we could do is, if when you're done, if you check to see if the Panzer Dragoon hard mode's already unlocked from the start, and if it is, you can set a incentive goal for that that's maybe a bit above what we have so far, so that it can become a proper incentive that people can aim to unlock. So when is Panzer Dragoon again? Let me check the schedule. That is on Friday. Yeah, so we'll have the rest of today, Thursday my time, and we'll have the run before that, which is Volk starting up his Fantasy Star 4 run.
Okay, okay, 4 forward punch does some damage, but not a whole lot. That's when it goes from anthropomorphic mode to car mode.
Mode change.
Indeed.
Yeah, you are reaching a little bit with that one, Brad. It says you need to search for a window to attack properly.
No, I kind of wonder, did SEGA make this game almost as a rush job-ish? Because quite a few of these characters don't even have very many moves.
It's probably like a few of the unlocked characters are just like afterthought kind of things rather than balanced properly. But yeah, folks, so far we have raised $1,157 for Child's Play. So thank you so far to everyone who's donated.
Fight. Ready, go!
All right. There is no jump kick for the Hornet. It cannot jump kick. I'm just gonna guess that this dashing move is probably for someone who's been knocked over.
Alright. Deimos, I believe pennies do show up in the total, but I think someone's also evened out from when we had, I think we had a few extra pennies. So that means if someone wanted to donate an amount and leave 69 cents at the end, then everyone in chat and following and whatnot will be able to say nice, and it will be well deserved.
Okay. Oh. I died.
Oh.
Wow, playing as the car is hard.
Really? Who'd have guessed?
Right. Let's see, is there a move list on one of the facts on game FAQs?
Oh, let me have a little look.
Because, I mean, I know that there's not an individual move list, but one of the bigger FAQs might have one.
Let me have a look. Fighters Megamix for Saturn. FAQ stroke move list, this might be it.
I guess just Control F Hornet.
Yeah. Okay, so this is confusing as fuck. Can you see the stream chat right now?
Yeah.
If I just paste this in and you can read it, because, well, actually this might be a bit long. Can you see Discord by any chance?
No, I don't have it up right now.
Oh, okay. Cause let me just fuck it. I'll paste this in the stream chat and we'll see if it goes. Oh, holy fuck! This is a essay. This is what they said. Copy and paste from Game FAQs for Hornet. Oh, it looks like we have another donation. Let me just reload this. Oh, we're on to our third page of donations now. We have a donation for $1.69 that says Gigatee.
Wow.
So I take it that was Deimos. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So remember, everyone in the chat, say nice.
Okay, there you go. Now I've knocked him out, I can at least see if I can try to find it on here. Find on page.
Ready, go!
Any luck?
He doesn't have... He has no move list! Wow.
So he's basically this game's Flareon, got it?
He is another joke character put in by the developers.
Really? You think the car is a joke character? Brad says, get your rear in gear. And then, are you exhausted yet?
Whatever, I'll just keep bashing her in with the hood. Or something like that. Fear the Hornet.
Correct says Snake, you're too white to be in the
Really?
Oh, are you gonna fight Rent a Hero for this car?
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of wonder what Rent a Hero plays like. The actual game, like the Xbox version probably has fighting that looks like Virtua Fighter almost, but I'm still kind of curious about that.
I just looked it up, and the first result is a Fighter's Megamix playthrough.
Wow, not
So,
exactly
yeah,
surprised.
Totally relevant. I wonder if this is it. There's a German video for a game called Rent a Hero. I don't know if this is the one. This looks like something completely different, so I don't know, maybe this is an obscure one.
There we go. There we go. 2 wins on Rent a Hero. 2
Nice.
left.
Are you gonna fight the stabby boy with the car though?
Yeah, I'm gonna fight Siba with a car.
That could be a bit of a problem. Are you really feeling it yet? You're from Game Busters UK.
So
That's
basically,
my claim.
2 of the most useless characters in the game face each other. One is a for the final boss.
I'm just watching Hornet fighting Kitsukira, and this is pathetic. We haven't heard from Tanner since the Super Monkey Ball Deluxe run. I don't know what sort of state he is in right now.
Oh, Deimos, I think I definitely will be able to do some hunting tonight.
Come on, just drive through the competition.
Shut up! You guys are bad for encouraging this behavior. Why'd I even try to block that when I can't?
So Snake, with all these car puns sort of getting to you a bit, I'll take it you want a break.
Ugh, shut up!
Yeah, I guess they're starting to grind your gears.
Shut up. Ugh. Right.
This train's been one hell of a ride.
Now I'm probably gonna lose again because you're making dumb jokes.
Yeah, that's it. Blame him again. Yeah, if you get it stuck too long, it'll start to stall.
Shut up.
Okay. I can stop, but I can't stop the chat.
Okay. He just threw the car over his shoulder.
I just saw that. Fucking hell.
And he did it again. Alright, I need to remember to dodge that sword.
Not blame the flame there, Damus.
Destroyed again by SEGA.
Yeah, this is where having the playable character with no moves up against the guy with a giant fuck you sword is kind of a little bit unfair.
Let's just keep trying to grab him. That's all I really have.
I will ram my wheels against your face and it will hurt you. It's not fair, it looks like when he slashes you with the sword, that's like a third of your health near enough.
Yeah. Actually, it kind of makes me wonder, are there other inputs you can use to use a sword? Because it seems like it might be, because I know he has a down stab that he used when an opponent is knocked on the floor.
Oh yeah, so he might have different cool shit they can do with a sword.
Ha! Got you before you were able to stab me!
I just saw the animation where Steve put his hands up like in the air and it looked like he was caressing the front wheel.
Alright, there we go. Done.
Nice.
Right, and that does it for Fighters Megamix, guys. Thank you for donating today, and thank you for watching.
Let me just do one last check and see if we've got anything else, and let's check what the total is already out again, given we're wrapping up. Our total raised currently is $1,158.69. Nice. That was a good run, Snake. That's what, mate. Do you want to let these credits roll and then we can sign off?
Yep.
Okay, if we mute our mics and let the rest of it play.
Yeah. See you tomorrow, guys.
Game over!